Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's match. It's going to be the following: Stevenson University versus Roanoke College Maroon. The Maroons versus the Mustangs, as we're going to be starting here on the first map, Lijiang Tower. Now, Stevenson here is going to be the away team, while the Maroons will be the home team here. So really going to be looking forward to seeing how both sides will play tonight. Stevenson's current series or seasonal play is set at an 0-2 loss, but the Maroons are 0-1. So both sides are on the losing side to start here with a losing trend. So we're going to have to see how they're going to be playing into tonight's match. I mean, I'm really looking forward to how both sides are going to be able to react to one another, especially looking at the Maroons here, utilizing characters like Farah and Sojourn with Lifeweaver Carry into a Junker Queen versus Stevenson's Ramatra Brawl. So they're going to be heading on in front and center here. Going to be seeing that spam coming on out there to start. Mora here going to be able to assist on the pick that Legend secures themselves as Stevenson pushes their way into their opponents. This is a very aggressive style I have not witnessed Stevenson actually perform before. This is a first time ever executed like that from the club team, and a well execution at that to actually run into their opponents there. Really well played. As you're going to be seeing the swaps already utilized here by the side of the Maroons. You're going to be seeing May here, Absol, trying their best to actually play on an off angle here to start. I would dare say they're trying to really see if they can stop anyone from really pushing in too aggressively here. Now, you got to watch out for Dine. Dine here going to be really looking to see if they can get that hook in there, which they do. She's going to be trying to get over to that high ground for May, potentially as well. But their focus right now is on the Ramatra, who's taking it front and center. But with the help of Reaper here, Absol is in a world of hurt. Going to have to be playing it careful, as he's going to have to play it back. This fight's getting really messy here at the start, but Absol finds that first pick, as you're going to be seeing the rest of the team try to rotate in around. They do get the pick there with Freeze, but not Y2K just going to stay alive on point long enough to stall it on out into the end. Legend going for a dive-ish play here, stalling out that point before it turns over. It's 58-0 as it now just turns over here. Going to be keeping an eye on Froggy. They're going to be trying to see if they could utilize this Kasune Rush with Voltdust's Tree of Life. You also have the Rampage ready to go. They could just run on through Stevenson here, but Stevenson has abilities ready and available. May here, Absol, going to have to play it a bit safe, as you're going to be seeing Junker Queen looking for an opportunity. Needs to use it, but does not in time. That's going to be the Ramatra coming on in with the Tree of Life. Flyway Archer finding that first pick there with the follow-up of the team to try to break down this wall and move their way on in. I mean, look at this. You're going to be seeing Ramatra try to run down their opponents. They're trying to maintain the space that they're holding against the Maroons here, and it's looking pretty good. But you do have two ults available from the side of the Maroons here between Tie-Dyed and Dine. So going to really be trying to take a look at how they make this engagement here. Legend has their overclocked ready and available, but they need to find an angle for it to start to utilize it. As they're going to be weighing in this backline here, just trying to see what spam they can get going. Now here comes the rush. Going in with Dine here, trying to find the knife. Does not hit its marks. Absol is about to get rushed upon, but here goes the Rampage. It's going to be met by the beat, but from behind is Flyaway Archer with that triple kill Death Blossom. A great play there with the quad, earning them round number 1.
This ends now.
Hi.
Hello.
Score 0-1.
I mean, what a great play there in the end. That absolutely cleaned it up for the side of the Mustangs there. The Maroons are going to have to try to deal with Stevenson now once again as we head over to the Gardens. This is going to be a really imperative point here because this is map point territory in favor of the Mustangs. If the Maroons cannot cap here, they're going to have to play for the next map. And being down at the beginning of the series is not a good set. So you're going to be seeing the swap here over the Sigma with a swap from Froggy to the Moira. They're going to be really trying to see if they could provide some additional healing that was lacking in the first round. While Stevenson already on the point here, going to be making their way in. What is this? Shogun trying for the boop. Going to be wrapping around here again potentially, trying to play it safe. Goes in for it. Waiting, but not really determining just yet. Oh, they see the opportunity, just waiting. Goes for the boop. Does they get anyone? No. There is no kill there to start, but goes in again there. Tries for the boop, not going to find anything as Legend finds first kill on Froggy. As they wrap their way on in, you're going to have to see that Stevenson still hasn't capped the point until just now. So a little bit of time wasted, but they have the point in general. So it's really looking good for the Mustangs here to start. While for the Maroons, they're really struggling at this front hard engagement that Stevenson's providing. It's a bit surprising to see the struggle to start, but understandable as well. I mean, look at all this pressure. Archer, little to no fear for this engagement that they're facing, as you're going to be seeing from the side of the Maroons. Voltas doing their best to keep the team alive. They get that first kill by tie-dyed, but they lose Absol, which is going to hurt them greatly. Froggy's going to activate their ult to try to push in with the Coalescence. Going to match Coalescence. Rocky's a miss, and they're going to see, do they solve this point? No siree. Stevenson's actually going to back off from the fight and try to make a regroup here. Unless they actually have enough people, they could truly try to push them in here. Legend's going to do just that, trying to play around the corner here. As you're going to be seeing, May has returned, trying to be safe, cannot get too aggressive here and getting picked off. Now going to be pushing their way on in, finding the angle here, finds the first on the Shogun there, as you're going to be seeing tie-dyed activate their overclocked. Stevenson's wasting a lot of time in these engagement fights. They were able to make that first regroup, but not really a cleanup thereafter, I dare say. Archer here playing a bit of a danger fight, as you're going to be seeing two loss from the side of the Mustangs. Tries to get the teleport out, but unfortunately hits it too close to home. So now Stevenson here is going to be the one regrouping, as it's the Maroons who have a solid foundation here. Dyne and Voltas really set up here on the Kasune Rush Flux, while Stevenson's going to be coming in with every ult except for Coalescence. So going to be taking a look here from Dyne. Dyne could use this as a huge opportunity to actually push the Mustangs with the ult here. The Rock, not quite where they're looking for, but it happens. Shogun's going to be that first to fall there, as Annihilation has been activated. Legend on the flank here in front, getting that double kill there. They do lose Legend in the end, but the picks were enough to turn this point over to the Mustangs' control. And I mean, all things considered, not a bad choice there from the side of the Maroons, only using that Kasune Rush. A very smart idea, especially after taking out the Lucio there to start. So Stevenson really playing it safe here, as is the Maroons. You're going to be seeing that rotation around right now, as the Mustangs are going to have to get ready for this engagement. 60% and counting here to the 78. Probably going to be seeing some ults activated here to start, as the wall has been thrown on up. Looking for some picks here, has to play it safe. Beat drop activated with the overclock. Going to be finding that first pick. Looking for the second. What is this? That's going to be a death blossom going on, and everyone's already dead. I'm not sure they were really figuring out what their decision making was. They're more trying to stay alive on point, but it's not use, as Stevenson still control the point. That's both DPS ults out. If the Maroons can get back in time here, they can get an overtime stall. They have been spotted, as tie-dyed is going to be the first to fall there. Coalescence now activated by Watermelon, trying to keep the team alive here. Gets the elimination with it as well. And now playing for that last second touch here. You're going to be seeing that Absol trying their best to stay on, but Froggy and Absol just could not outlive it. And that's going to be Stevenson taking map number 1. I mean, a great startup for a show here tonight. Stevenson's looking hot and ready to brawl here as not Y2K, the Archmage herself, with the play of the game. I mean, taking a look at this engagement here, being pushed on in and taking the time to determine, yeah, this is where I want to ult. Beautiful execution there. Now we're going to hit a quick break, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome on back, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have you here as we are now heading on over the Circuit Royale. After losing the first map here, the Maroons from Roanoke College have selected Escort. Stevenson had banned Watchpoint Gibraltar, and with that, the Maroons have selected Circuit. Now, being the winners of the first map, Stevenson was given the privilege to select the side and time of day for the map. So Stevenson has opted to be on the defense to start here. They're really going to be trying to play to set a standard here against the Maroons. So really going to have to be paying attention to how this plays out here, especially given that you're going to be seeing a lot more poke from the side of the Maroons here between Absol and Tie-Dyed. They're going to be really set up for a hard push here against the Mustangs right now. I mean, going to be taking a look at this corner here. Stevenson playing around the low corner can be a bit of a dangerous fight, but because they have this mixed poke brawl, it's actually more towards their advantage. Legend going to be the only one sticking to the high ground here. We'll take a look here from the eyes of not Y2K, taking a lot of damage as their counterpart, Dine, is actually going to be doing just fine. They have lots of health and lots of pressure that they're applying here, as we're going to be seeing Legend try to see if they can get a pick off here to start. Get some good damage in, but not really confirming anything quite yet. Just waiting to see if they can find that pick there. Going to be close as Tie-Dyed is trying to actually play it safe and not get too close for comfort. Sig better take that advice as well. Otherwise, they're going to be the first one to fall there as we see. Now here comes the rush here. Stevenson is going to be trying to make their way on in as the Mustangs are trying to find pick after pick. Tie-Dyed taking a lot of damage, but not going to be falling here thanks to Froggy, who's able to keep them alive. Now, with ults available, you could see this engagement here with the coalescence of their choosing. Legend playing around the flank here, getting a little bit tricky to start, but not finding anything quite yet. On the counterpart, however, you're going to be seeing Voltes being helped by the coalescence here. Froggy pushing their way on in. That coalescence just going to be able to get the value they need to stay alive and fight off Watermelon to start. But it is a bit of a danger as Dine is going to be the first one to fall. The beat drop is hit in order to address the Flux and Bob, allowing them to back around the corner to safety here right now. So with that being said, they're going to be looking to try to deal with this engagement here. Stevenson trying to play it safe as they're still down there. Moira, as they make the push in here. Going to be coming from the high ground here, however. It's going to be Legend as we're going to be seeing them play this. So now going to be going on in here with abilities. Could be seeing it out of not Y2K, but no, Voltus activates the Kasune Rush, but it does not go through. It gets canceled as Annihilation starts to rush their way on in. It's going to be deactivated after being away from fields. Here the start. Shoot. So sorry about that, folks. Having a little bit of something coming on up there to start. But no worries. We're going to be seeing Coalescence being activated here by Froggy once again. Trying to play for the spam damage here at the start. They have some good amount of space here, and Tie-Dyed could really go in with this overclock here that changed the tide of battle to start here. But they need to get something going. As Absol is playing on the high ground, trying to get that dynamite going. Some good damage dealt, but nothing really concrete yet. However, coming in from the backline here, we're going to be looking at Flyaway Archer with another big kill, wiping the backline. A great play there. No one paid attention to Archer being able to get away with the teleport. So, going to get that punishment in. 30 seconds remaining here, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not looking too hot for the Maroons. I mean, they don't really have any ult to work with. Dine is going to be the one that has to build the ult, as Legend is actually playing back on high ground, taking that dynamite to the face there, needs to play it a bit safe. Going to be looking for potential play here with Coalescence. It's last fight territory as they start to make their way on in here. goes in with the Coalescence, match with the Bob, and trying to see what pressure they can find. As we're going to be seeing the overclock as well, trying to see what they can pick. No way! Absol with a beautiful knockoff, as now Y2K is going to fall as well there. I don't think Legend was prepared for that. Absol with a beautiful coach gun kill. What a play! Stevenson unfortunately choking out there at the very end of that fight. You hate to see it as a Mustang fan, but if you are a Maroons believer, you are really happy that they're able to make that push there. So going to be making a second push here now for second point. Stevenson has 2.5 minutes to hold this defense. Will they be able to do it, or will they fall short again? Let's find out here as we're going to be seeing this engagement coming on in. Keeping an eye on Tie-Dyed here, who's been able to provide a good amount of damage to start. But what's this? Legends in the back line here, trying to get some extra damage going. Has to be real careful, especially given that they're playing against a Moira and Ashe. That Dynamite does worlds of damage, as now Y2K is going to be the first to fall. Losing your tank there early on in that fight is a very big detriment for the team to have to play around. Archer trying desperately to really just regroup with the team. That rock beautifully hits as they're able to just start to make their way out. Shogun takes the Dynamite, but not going to fall quite yet. Their Legend just barely able to stay alive. Not long enough the way they need it, but it happens. As you're going to be seeing Coalescence activated there, trying to save Dyne, but Dyne's not going to be able to make it through that fight here. Stevenson instead going to really set themselves on up for a successful defensive hold, but only towards the end. It's a very, very dire situation of a fight here. Archer desperately trying to fight off Absol, who's been getting some great value, surprisingly. They were struggling earlier on, but it's really coming together now. I'm not sure if they just started to get that warm-up, get the nerves out of them, but they are set on up. I mean, you see every single ult practically available here from the side of the Maroons. They have it. Now they just got to utilize it going into this. Taking a look at Dyne here to start, who has the Coalescence to try to match with it. Watermelon keeping the team alive through the Bob, through the Flux. Dyne taking a lot of damage here. Could fall, does fall in the end thanks to Watermelon. Bob not going to be able to find any picks here. There's 23 seconds remaining as you're going to be seeing the Maroons having to back on off. They cannot afford to die here. They need to try to hide, get out, do anything to stay alive here as 13 seconds remain. They have 10 seconds now. Someone has to make the touch. Froggy, unfortunately, gets taken on out. Looking at Absol. Absol going to try to make this run here. Can they do it? Yes, sirree. They get the overtime touch as Death Blossom's going to be activated prematurely there. Finds the first pick on the Volt Dust. Now going to be seeing the overclock in effect here, but are they going to be able to make a touch? I don't think so, folks, as that's going to be the end of round number 1. And with that, that's a fairly good push there from the side of the attackers. The Maroons able to get 81 meters as you see it start around there. Card finished roughly around these starting markers here. So that's how far Stevenson must push it in order to win the map. But don't get complacent here. This is still anyone's game. The sides are now going to be swapping here where the Maroons are going to be on the defense and Stevenson on the attack. What are they going to pull out for us here now? Let's find out as we're going to be seeing this first composition from the defense. The exact same comp they used on the attack with the change by Absol. Absol going over to the Cassidy. An interesting selection to say the least, since Cassidy doesn't have that much long-range room. Sigma still a very, very meta pick here for this side of the map for defense and offense, so fairly good decision make to here. What's interesting, however, is Stevenson also not going to be making any changes. They're going to be sticking to the Ramatra. Legend swapping back over to the Sojourn, and the rest as is. You're going to be seeing, rather than holding this corner close, they're going to be actually holding on to this high ground here. The Maroons understand that they aren't really a close combat type of team like Stevenson, and they want to try to make sure they can maintain as much distance as possible here. Going to be taking it from the eyes of Legend to start. They have a lot of long range to really utilize here going into these fights, as they're going to be trying to back on off and play for tempo here. The one on point is tie-dyed, but it's going to be a hard-fought match right to the high ground here. There is no equal to give, as Non-Y2K trying desperately to take the high ground. They clear the high ground successfully, but losing their life will stagger Stevenson potentially into this engagement here, as they have no tank to really absorb the damage coming in. Shogun going to be the next fall, and now it's just a matter of time, but for taking them out one by one by one. Legend trying to get away, but unfortunately cannot escape Froggy's grasp. As you're going to be seeing the Maroons successfully hold that first minute there. 3 minutes remaining on this attack now for Stevenson. They have to try to make sure they maintain this tempo against the Mustangs here, as the Maroons are trying to play forward of the cart to try to play with spam here. Going to be seeing here that practically everyone is back. Legend playing very up front here, as we're going to be looking for a potential engagement with Coalescence here from Watermelon, more than likely. Starting to make their way on in here with a rush. Coalescence activated here. There is the gravitational flux, trying to see if they can keep alive, not Y2K, but watch out, it's the high noon. Could find a pick here if it sticks to anyone. Oh, Shogun just barely able to get dodged there. That was a beautiful miss. Now going to be seeing Legend get the first pick on the Froggy. That is your support down. And with the hunt on the kill, with the follow-up there, that's going to be dying next. Last one alive here, Tie-Dye cannot make their escape as Watermelon returns the favor of the grasp. A minute 52 and counting, and this is going to award Stevenson 2 minutes and 30 seconds to their time bank, giving them a total of 4 minutes and 12 seconds. It's a real big time bank for the Mustangs, and they are definitely enjoying it to start into this. Going to be seeing this initial Ramattra slow field, trying to see if they can get some additional damage, but not really going to be finding anything here. Tie-Dyed trying to see if they can play for some spam. I dare say they might be looking for an overclock here, but they need to be aggressive with their ults. If they get taken out by Legend, that's going to be it. And now we're going in with the Kasune rush here. Voltas trying to support the team, but this could be disastrous here as now Y2K gets taken on out, but they make the trade there on the Voltas. Here with the Death Blossom, able to get a double, and now going in with the last one alive. That's going to be the tank here. As Dying falls, the team kills awarded the Mustangs, and they're just mere meters away from capping. Can Tracer make the touch here? It's really going to come down to this. Just meters left. Needs to make the touch. They get on. But will anyone else be there? No, siree. Shogun with the boop, and Stevenson gets map number 2. Another map in the books there for the Mustangs, and it's really coming out well. But don't count out Absol, the Techno Knights themselves. Being able to engage in these fights and getting the environmental kills was crucial to winning them this first point. I dare say if not for that, you would have seen the Maroons not cap this point whatsoever. We're going to hit a quick break again, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back. We are here on Esperanza in the heart of Italy. This is the potential last match point here that Stevenson needs for the fight of this series. But the Maroons need to get this map win here. This is the pick for the Maroons as Stevenson has banned New Queen Street. This is a push map. For those of you that are not too well aware, let me give you a quick rundown. This is Matt. Say hello. Matt doesn't speak much. But Matt's job here is to be escorted by either team to push these barricades, the blue and red ones. If it makes it to the final destination, that team wins. But if it doesn't, the team that pushes the farthest in distance will win. So without further ado, we're going to get right on into it. Sean is in for Not Y2K here, as you're going to be seeing Absol in on tank. So this is an interesting swap here, as we're now going to be seeing a bit of a change up to a more old school Brawl style. They don't really have the speed. They're substituting the Lucio for the Juno, as Absol is going to be the first one making contact here. Going to be trying to go in for a rush. Gets for the counter pin here by Sean. Sean going to be playing it safe as they don't want to overdo it in this fight here. But they find Froggy. Froggy's going to be that first one down here. Not going to be facing the pin as they hit it off the wrong angle, as Absol is going to get eliminated by Legend. Things are looking a bit dire here for the side of the Maroons. They're going to try to see if they can play to escape. Legend going to actually not care too much, but in the end will get punished for their hubris, as they're going to be trying to play against this aggression here. Reaper on the high ground. Dyne trying their best to really play it safe. But what's this? Reinhardt going in to the side here. That could be a bit dangerous, as they're going to be met by Absol now in the back. Dyne and Absol here. Really great combo for the two to make their push in. However, things get a little dire as you lose one of the teammates from the Maroons. Things are now starting to get messy as Stevenson is cleaning on up. The wall will be able to protect them, but not for long, as you're going to be seeing Tie-Dyed get isolated here. Not a great situation. Froggy just barely able to escape by the skin of their teeth. That's going to be the checkpoint there earned by the Mustangs here to start. Stevenson really looking confident in their play. But you are seeing Shatter come out from point blank. They were reading them, but they could not counter the action here, as the Mustangs will suffer from it from point blank. As for the side of the Maroons, they are having a little bit of a tough time on the push here right now against the Mustangs. They're feeling a bit of pressure from the DPS. But that pressure is going to not last for long, as you're going to be seeing them fall one by one here. Archer trying to run for the hills. Can they get out alive? Same with Watermelon, just able to make the escape. So now the tides have turned here, and Absol is leading the charge. We're going to be seeing this push in here between Absol and Dyne, with the assist of Tie-Dyed right behind him. Ults all available and ready to roll, but with the Shatter, point blank gets blocked. No value for them there, as Stevenson loses their first. Going in with the Death Blossom from behind is Dyne. A beautiful triple there, eliminating the competition. Not sure if we're seeing a teabag or a tactical crouching there, but better be careful for that, Absol. Aside from that, Stevenson here is going to be seeing if they can play for a recontest. Absol here with Shatter and the assist of the Blizzard for utilization. Could try to go in, but Stevenson just playing too passive into it. So now you're going to be seeing that the Mustangs are now on the receiving end, not able to focus on the pressure they had prior here, and ults against them. Trying to come in from the side here could be disastrous as they lose their Reaper at the start. Stevenson just trying to play for ramp. Lucio caught in the building, and from behind could be the Shatter to be seen, but I don't think they're even going to bother using it, as Sean is going to get eliminated there, and progress made by the Maroons. So Stevenson will have to play to regroup once again. Coming in fast and furious here is Absol against Legend. Unfortunately, that Fire Strike hits the lamp hole. but they're making great progress right now, being able to push back against the Mustangs. But Absol has to be careful, could be taking a lot of damage here. Just barely able to stay alive to start as Shogun is in the back line there with Archer. Archer getting that first pick there on the Volt Dust will assist as Tie-Dyed's going to have to play it for safety. Dyne also falling Froggy, and Tie-Dyed is the next one. Froggy just going to be able to get out alive potentially. Yes, they will. They have full health. They're trying to see what they can do. Froggy just on a run, going for the marathon. But here comes the pin. Just still going, but cannot get the kill there. Has to play it safe here as they are going to start getting pinned upon. Absol has ult, so they could counter Stevenson really early. Froggy is definitely not enjoying the pressure. Dyne getting a little too close for comfort here with that railgun against some Legend on the side here. Here's the shatter from the backline here. Finds its value to start as they eliminate the Mei. They're Rhine to Rhine dueling here. Absol trying their best to stay alive, but you're going to lose that Juno, and Rhine's going to fall with it there as Stevenson just able to make the cleanup. It seems there's a bit of a fat finger here from Legend. Mistakes from both sides can easily be seen here as you're going to be seeing that Legend tries to get the value out of that overclock, but not going to find it to start here. Got to be careful. Here's Reinhardt as Sean gets the pin. It's a beautiful pin into it that finds them their immediate kill as the Blizzard comes on through. They're just able to zone it to start and coming in from behind. This is looking dire for the Maroons. No! The orbital cannon! It gets negated. That was not the time they use it. Not a great situation for the Maroons right now. They do trade Stevenson's tank back. This could be the comeback they are looking for now because they have the numbers they need. Dyne going on in here, has a Death Blossom, but not going to use it recklessly right now. They've already taken out the tank. They don't need to overplay their hand. Have to play it real safe here. Absol is in deep to start. The team just behind him now as Stevenson's going to regroup here. Uh-oh, Dyne looking for a play, but just getting scared away. That's going to be Rafe used as Absol's going, but going too far. That's going to cost them there as the Maroons need the backup. That's going to be another one. Bind the dust. Speaking of dust, there goes Volt Dust. Froggy and Tie-Dyed. A team kill has been awarded here, and only 2 ults are available ready for use. Reinhardt needs to get out here now. Absol needs to make this touch. Going in with the Death Blossom, finds one, could easily shatter this, but playing mind games here at the start. Sean going to have to see if they play for counter. Goes for the shatter, but is eliminated by Tie-Dyed. Legend's going to be playing on top of their head here as Archer tries desperately to run away, just barely able to make a slight escape thanks to Wraith, but is going to be trapped here at the start. Goes for a teleport, but not going to be going far here as Archer. No! They give up the fight there! Archer gets out alive! I have no idea what we're witnessing, but it is definitely a cluster fight. As you're going to be seeing this engagement here, Absol has to play it smart here. They have the shatter. They can't go reckless. They get that shatter off, but it costs them 1. Archer gets the traded back here as Pin goes in, finds Volt Dust, finds Tie-Dyed, and now it's going to be Dyne and Froggy trying to make their escape. Can they get out alive here? No, siree! Legend's not getting them away. That's going to be your pickoffs there, and you have both ults already for the Mustangs here. One coming back from spawn, the other on point. Could be playing for this high ground as Tie-Dyed and Froggy have their ults respectfully. It's a beautiful pin here against Sean. Sean could be in danger, but here comes the overclock. Playing with this high ground, Death Blossom finding that double kill! He gets the pin in return here. Froggy was not able to get off the orbital cannon. Shatter goes out, but it doesn't matter. Ladies and gentlemen, Stevenson takes the series. In what I would say was probably the closest match tonight, but in the end, it comes up Mustangs But credit where credit is due, Absol here with the play of the game, being able to actually cancel that shatter and win this fight back here for all that was worth. That's going to be it here for us tonight, folks. Thank you so much for watching. We have another match set for Tuesday, and Valorant will once again be playing Monday. Will they be able to get a win? We'll find out when that time comes. But until then, stay frosty. Bye-bye.